Hello again, it is Eric Arnold here in the secondary studio, not the sports barn this morning, and it is Friday, May 14th. We are here to bring you a handful of MLB picks for this Friday. I guess we got six maybe? I don't know, we got some good ones. Got some pretty good picks coming up here today. A lot of things I want to talk about in this show, so let's go ahead, let's get to it. Let's recap Thursday, which was, let's put it this way, it was a losing day, but if all my losing days are like this, we're going to be just fine, because we didn't lose a lot, and I think we were, for the most part, in the right place where we needed to be. The opener there, the Phillies game, it's probably the only game we just blew, That was a good spot for the Phillies. The Phillies are the Phillies, and then you just, I think we got to lump them in with, these other untrustworthy teams like Angels and Reds and the Twins. Stay away from them right now. The Phillies, they should have. This game was over in the first inning. I mean, the Phillies make a nice execute a really nice double steal, and I don't know if they did this on purpose. It's a type of play Billy Martin used to do, where you get a guy on first, guy on third, there's two outs, two good runners on base. Harper's on first, McCutchen's on third, you got a left-handed pitcher on the mound, so Harper takes off. Just takes off, and the pitcher thinks he's got him picked off. So he makes the throw over to first base, thinking, ha, I got this guy picked off. As soon as he makes first move to first base, McCutchen takes off. And he executes this very well because he almost was thrown out. He should make it easily. But he gets to the plate before the first baseman can get it, whip it home, safe. They get a run. So that was a nice play. They're up 1-0. You just have to keep the pressure on now. And then Zach Eflin just blows up in the bottom half of the inning. Two bombs to guys that haven't hit the ball all season. Schwarber and Josh Bell hit home runs. Eflin basically just put the ball on the tee for those guys. So, and that was it. The Phillies didn't threaten after that. Their offense was just nowhere to be found. Something to keep in mind going forward here with the Phillies. Italian, we were right that the Yankees team, I think, is perfectly fine where they're at. Just, we got to be sure we're getting in the starting pitching category, and this guy sucks, and he blew up, and we knew he would. Why we didn't have the Rays, I guess, is an open question. But at least we had the run line, which protected us on the downside to the Italian blow-up. The Rangers, we almost stole that game, and that would have made our night, at plus 175. I think in a lot of places it was more than that. The Rangers were right there the whole game. They just could not quite get that one key hit to steal it, and we lost in extras. The Rockies, easy winner. The Indians, relatively easy winner. They led the whole game, and then right at the end, they're up 2 runs in the 9th inning, 2 outs, and that Clace, who's just been lights out on the mound, and then just all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, walk. He walks the bases loaded on 12 pitches, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? We just walked the bases loaded on 12 pitches. What's going on? We're going to lose? And they brought in another guy to close the deal out. So, half decent night. So let's talk about the big news here as far as the virus. Apparently now the science has flip-flopped. We're following the science, right? Just 2 weeks ago, the CDC said, if you've been vaccinated, you still need to wear a mask. You must wear a mask, even if you've been vaccinated. Now, anyone with an IQ above room temperature knows that's nonsense. Of course you don't need a mask if you've been vaccinated. That's the whole point of the vaccination. So now the CDC has completely 180'd and flip-flopped and said, no, you actually do not need a mask if you've been vaccinated. You don't need it. And then, of course, they can't even bring themselves to admit the obvious. Then they still march out all these other caveats. Well, now, unless you're on a bus or in a prison. In a prison? What does that matter? You're on an airplane. I forget some of the other things they mentioned. You don't need a mask if you've been vaccinated. Period. You never have. The science hasn't changed. This is why nobody trusts CDC, because they've been all over the place on this thing. They've taken every side of every issue. Well, a mask certainly won't help you. You remember that when this all first started? No masks. You don't need masks. Suddenly, then the mask became this indispensable virus-fighting measure, and they never did explain. So why exactly? What's that all about? We didn't need it. Now we do need it. What? We never did explain that one. So it's all nonsense. I mean, Grandpa Disaster even came out and said, "Oh yes, you don't need a mask. It's up to you. You can either get vaccinated or wear the mask, man." Yay, Grandpa Disaster. So that's it then. I guess it's over. I mean, Grandpa Disaster pulled the rug out from under all his little minions, his little Democrat governors, his disaster masters that put him in the White House. That's how he thanks them, I guess. They're the ones that put him in the White House, and he thanks them by yanking the rug out from under him. So they're all out there now going, well, now what do? We've bet everything on keeping this mask thing in place forever. So eventually it's just now going to go away, I guess. You're leaving these people, these Democrats now are left with this mind-bending moment where they don't know what to do. They want to keep wearing the mask. They're conditioned to keep wearing the mask, but that now means they are Republicans because they're anti-vaxxers. Grandpa Disaster just said so. The only people that are wearing the mask are anti-vaxxers, Republicans. So if you got the mask on, by definition, you are a Republican. So I don't know what my sister-in-law is going to do. I mean, if she's smart enough to figure this out, her mind is probably exploding right now. What do I do? What do I do? They're going to think I'm a Republican. Oh no! So I don't know. You could just take it off. You just could take it off, and people will forget about this soon enough. It's just you. There was a time in the not too distant past where you did not wear these masks. This has happened in the past where no one wore these masks, and no one thought less of you for not wearing the mask. But I don't know. It's a good thing that the CDC has finally admitted the obvious. I guess I thought they would just keep the charade up forever, honestly. I really thought, and they still haven't, in other words, how long do we wear these masks on buses? How long do we wear these masks on airplanes? Is that going to last forever? This whole deal about, you must get, that's the next battle that'll have to be fought, now that it appears that we are close to winning the battle on doing away with these idiotic restrictions. The next battle will be these vaccination passports. I saw a comment in my brief foray onto Facebook, and I saw one of my friends who's obviously a Democrat, and she's asking the question of, I don't understand the mentality of these people that don't want to get vaccinations. I just don't, honestly, I'm curious. I don't understand it. I'm thinking to myself, I thought you Democrats were supposed to be big on empathy. You know what I mean? Do you know what empathy is? If you look up the textbook definition of empathy, it says ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Well, that's you, isn't it, Democrats? You're supposed to feel the feelings. The fact is, Democrats have no empathy at all. I mean, these Democrats, they're not Democrats anymore. They're more akin to, people that were creating the Soviet Revolution. How much empathy was there? I could give you the reason why people don't want to get vaccinated. I mean, for one thing, if it's an older person, they're probably on multiple medications. They don't trust the government. They're not sure how much thinking went into this damn thing and whether it was tested to react, how it's going to react to the particular cocktail of medications the old person's taking. It's possible that this old person, in their long history of doctor visits, had an adverse reaction at some point to an injection. That's possible. It's possible this old person has some medical condition they're nervous about, and they're afraid the vaccination is going to exacerbate that condition. And then if you're a younger person, you're probably just smart enough to know that this virus is not a threat to you. It is not a threat to you at all. It's like, why do I need to rush out there and get this vaccination? This virus is not going to hurt me. In fact, I probably have already had the damn thing. So why do I need to get the vaccination? Yeah, and then fill in the blanks of, and I don't trust you. The government has behaved in such a horrific fashion over this whole thing that there's no reason for you to trust the government. No reason whatsoever. You don't need a mask. You must have a mask. Let's follow the science. Even if you've been vaccinated, you must wear a mask. You don't need a mask if you've been vaccinated. That was just 2 weeks ago. How do you reconcile that? So, yeah, can you imagine there's some people out there that don't trust the government? No, Shazam. So, yeah, any number of reasons why people would not want to get the vaccination. Who am I to tell them you got to get it? They can't hurt me. They cannot hurt me. These people that don't have the vaccination cannot hurt me. I've been vaccinated. They can't hurt me. They can cough on me. They can blow in my face. They can get the virus and blow in my face. It's just going to bounce off. I've been vaccinated. It will not affect me. There's nothing they can do to me. So I don't care what they do. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. I have no right to tell them what to do. I have no standing, to use a lawyer term. I have no standing. There's nothing. I have no dog in this fight. If that person doesn't want to get vaccinated, even if, let's say they're an older person, well, look, I guess basically one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to get the virus, and then at that point, they're either going to get better, just like everyone else, or die. Either way, the virus is gone then. They're either immune or they're dead, and the virus will go with them. It's not going to bounce off to somebody else. Sooner or later, everybody in this country is either going to have had the virus and is immune, have been vaccinated and is immune, or be dead. There's no other options. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So their person that said, I don't understand the mentality of these people that don't want to get vaccinated. You have no right to tell them that they need to get vaccinated. You have no right. But that's the next battle. That one's going to go on for months and months and months to come. Any rate, baseball. Let's get to it. All right. What do we got here? Here we are. As usual, there's a bunch of games here that we like that, of course, have no numbers on them, and we have to guess and hope that the numbers are basically what we want. Early game, I guess we're feeling pretty good about ourselves because we're kind of breaking a rule here. We're gonna play one of these 7-inning doubleheader, the game one of these godforsaken 7-inning games that I hate to say this, and I'm going to credit Mitch Williams, the Wild thing. I heard him say this on a podcast first, although it's exactly what I thought too. All these idiotic rule changes that they've made for the pandemic, they're going to try to keep them all. Guy on second base to start the 10th inning, 7-inning doubleheaders. I guarantee you, Rob, I'm an idiot, Manfred is going to try to keep them all because he doesn't give a shit about the condition of the game. He doesn't care if he makes it better or worse. He just wants to do shit to fuck it up. At any rate, we're going to try to steal one here with the Royals. I know, falling knife and all, and I've lost track of how many games the Royals have lost in a row. But it's just about time for them to, turn a W here and, do it. They might as well be the White Sox they beat. Keller has not pitched well this year. He's an okay pitcher. Last 3 outings, he's been better. He might start to be getting dialed in here. Giolito has been known to throw a shoe every now and then. That's a horse racing term. So if he does that, has a bad outing, we might be able to steal one here. Plus, it's only 7-inning game, so I figure you got a little more variance for unpredictable results in 7 innings than 9 innings. So we're kind of hoping. I put 200 down. I think that's reasonable. I'm hoping this is a huge number. If it's like, plus 120, that wouldn't be worth it at all. I don't know what they're waiting for to put the number down. Maybe they're just waiting to see who's pitching when, and that these managers don't, at the last second go, oh well, I'm going to throw Giolito in the second game, and I'm throwing Johnny Fill in the blank in the first game. So we're going to say Giolito and Keller got to go here in the first game for there to be action in this one. But we're going to try to hit the big home run here with the Royals. Gausman and the Giants, I think we got to take a shot there for 1 star. Gausman's been an ace. I mean, he's been an absolute ace so far this year. And, what's going to stop him? The Pittsburgh Pirates? I think it's just as likely he's going to go out and dominate them just like he's dominated everybody else so far this year. The Giants are just good. That's just a good team. They're solid top to bottom. It's like, how is this happening? Where are these old men finding it to be this good? Until they start getting injured, they start, Posey misses 1 month with an injury, or Crawford, suddenly he's injured. Until that happens, I think you got to just keep looking at the Giants and say, where should we play them today? So we'll take them. Red Sox Angels, another game without a number. I'm not sure what we're waiting for there. We look for places to play against the Angels. I think that's just an overrated team. The Red Sox, they've just been hitting the cover off the ball. Pivetta, he's been very good. And him coupled with the Red Sox offense, we like him. So, Braves Brewers. The Braves right now look like they're a mess. Their pitching's not that good. Their bullpen's really not that good. Freddie Freeman's not hitting. And Acuna's hurt now. They lost their center fielder. He's gone. Acuna, he hurt himself. I watch the highlights. I don't watch them all, but I try to see as many as I can. I do not know how Hank Aaron, that was a Brewer, that was a Brave, that was a Milwaukee Brave. How did he play in almost 3,300 games? How is that possible? The reason I say that is today's players just get hurt. running in a straight line. It's unfathomable how soft these guys are. It's unbelievable. You know, Acuna running in a straight line hurts himself. I mean, in fairness to him, it looks like he overtreaded his ankle, which, you know, that happens. And we'll see if he plays tonight. You know, my gut instinct is he will not play tonight just because, you know, he was hurt so bad in the game yesterday. You know, he's laying on the ground, he's rolling around, he's shot, he's dead. Oh my God. You know, maybe. You know, I've overtread we all have. You know, and it can be scary. You know, depending on how badly you turn it. It's like, holy shit, I just broke my ankle. But you know, there's a lot of give down there. There's a lot of stretch. It hurts, but then you know it goes away. So I'm curious to see if he plays. I'm betting he doesn't. That's just my bet here. Now, is that the only reason we're taking this game? No. I mean, I think you got let's see. Hauser for the Brewers, he's been pretty good. You know, he's one of those sneaky, not strike a lot of guys out, but he's been keeping the Brewers in the game. The Brewers bullpen is so much better than the Braves. So, you know, Hauser and that Brewer bullpen versus Smiley, who's just, you know, he's just a journeyman fill in the blank guy. It's nothing special there. Plus their bullpen, that's the Brewers by far have a big advantage there. And if Acuna doesn't play, even if he does play, you know, he might just be off enough that he's not going to be able to generate the runs like he does normally. You know, I just think this is advantage Brewers, and the Braves just keep playing badly. You know, the Braves are not playing well right now. So we'll take the Brewers there. These last two are just absolutely. I really wanted to make both of these last two top plays, and I had reasons not to for each of them, but it's close. It's really close. We really like the Rockies. You know, the Reds are the Reds, and if we can find a spot to play against the Reds, reasons to play against the Reds, that's always a good thing. The Reds do not play well in Colorado. They did exactly what we hoped they would do yesterday, which was lose. Castillo was terrible. They got smacked around. And then, you know, the Reds actually then got back in the game somehow. You know, they're down 10-0. The Rockies are playing out the string. The Reds get a bunch of hits, score a bunch of runs. They close it to 10-8. You're in Coors, anything could happen, and then the Reds immediately give up 3 runs in the next half of the inning. In other words, here we come, and then the Rockies immediately just went, bap, and that was it. It was over. You know, it was like, you know, the Reds just could not even sustain that rally just a little bit, not even a little bit. So they lost the starting center fielder. He's hurt. He won't play. The first baseman, Moustakas, he got hurt. He probably won't play. You know, you're down to, you know, half a lineup with these guys. You got Wade Miley coming off that no-hitter. They gave him an extra day or two of rest, but still, you know, I still like him to play against him. In other words, you pitched over your head last time out, Wade Miley. I know it. You know it. We all know it. So show me. I used to live in Missouri. Show me. I don't believe it. Show me you can do that again. I don't think you can, especially in a place like Coors where it's all just different there. And as if that wasn't enough, one more factoid for you. They're going against German Marquez. Who's he? He is a Silver Slugger winner. What does that mean? That means he's a good hitting pitcher. Advantage Rockies. You know, so every time his spot comes up in the lineup, he's not an automatic out. I'm assuming Wade Miley is. Now, frankly, I didn't look that up. Maybe Wade Miley is a good hitter too. I bet he's not. But so all these factors together, lead me at a basically a break-even price here. We like the Rockies pretty strongly. And then lastly, we're getting the Scherzer versus the Diamondbacks again. If you watch every video, you'll remember we say Scherzer beats the Diamondbacks. Why? That was the team that brought him up originally. So that's a team he likes to beat. You know, that's a team he just likes to go out there and stick it to him. Every time he pitches against them, he likes to stick it to him. And he does. And he does. I think he's like 9 wins, 1 loss in games he's pitched against these guys. Another guy got hurt running in a straight line. Was the starting first baseman for the Diamondbacks as Dubal Cabrera, who actually was, you know, a pretty sturdy person in that lineup for the D-backs. And now he's gone. You know, I think he was stealing second base and just, blew a tire. Just, there goes your hamstring. These guys can't even run in a straight line without getting hurt. It's pitiful. It really is. Besides that, the Nationals, Soto has now been back for at least a week. He's now a threat. Turner is always a threat. He's close to an MVP type candidate. But now you got some of these passengers in the Nationals lineup like Schwarber and Josh Bell, who are hitting like 100. Both them homered yesterday against the Phillies. So, are they now a threat? Possibly, possibly that they're going to, might square a ball up tonight. If they do, look out. This is a blowout. This is a blowout for the Nationals. I think Scherzer is going to, the Diamondbacks, they're throwing, a bullpen guy. It looks like it's a bullpen game for them. And I looked at that bullpen. It certainly didn't seem that exciting to me. So this just feels like a complete, Nationals domination type game. Unless Scherzer just, gives up some home runs, which I doubt. But we really like, what the price I saw was 162. I think that's a bargain. That's a bargain and a half. So, yeah, I almost want to put some top plays on the Rockies and Nationals, but not, So we definitely like the Royals early, and then the Nationals, Reds, Brewers, Red Sox, and then you just fill in there with the Giants. Good. There you have it. That's what we got for you. I need to make a video about the Preakness. It'll probably be a short one. I don't have a lot of time to really dig into this race. It's just going to be kind of a feel thing. I think it basically comes down to, do you think the roids helped Medina's spirit, or do you think it was, you believe Baffert, that it was all just, it had no bearing on the horse's performance? That's kind of the decision we got to make. I haven't made it yet. I don't know what we're doing. Good, thanks. All right, we appreciate all the loyal viewership. Or if you're stopping by for the first time, hey, think about stopping by again. The NBA is heading into the home stretch here. I'd like to get an NBA playoff preview video together here. I don't know if we'll have time to get that up. Maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. Maybe we'd like to get a Sixer fan, Mark, involved for that one. And there you have it. So a lot of exciting things coming up here in the next few weeks. Eric Arnold signing off.